Let me know you're ready. The regular meeting of Bucyrus City Council for June the 19th, 2018 is called to order. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
McKeever.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Wireball.
Here.
Luca.
Here.
Sapp. Vogt.
Here.
Schott.
Here.
Before you have the minutes of the June 5th, 2018 regular meeting. I need a motion to accept these minutes.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Foat, second by Mr. Trucca to accept the minutes of June 5th, 2018 regular meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Motion passed. This is where we grant permission for visitors to speak. Is there anyone here that would like to address council this evening? No? No one? Moving on to communications and petitions.
We've got two letters here. Both of these are from the City Traffic Commission. They're both dated June 12 and addressed to the City Council. Dear Planning Committee, the City of Bucyrus Traffic Commission met June 12, 2018. The Traffic Commission discussed Soul Street and the two alleys that run north to south and east to west between Clinton and Water Streets, and have no objections to the street and or alley vacations off of Lane Street for the soccer fields. Sincerely, Jeffrey L. Reeser, Mayor. That just has to be accepted and filed. That's all we need.
Okay, I need a motion to accept and file this letter.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Myers, second by Mr. McKeever. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Motion passed.
And we have a second letter here, also from the Traffic Commission, dated June 12th, to the City Council, Health and Safety Committee. Dear Health and Safety Committee, the City of Bucyrus Traffic Commission met on Tuesday, June 12th, 2018, and would like to make the following recommendations for amendments/repeal to the traffic control map. Number one, repeal a portion of ordinance number 19/2017, a 35 mile per hour speed limit sign on North Sandusky Avenue from Irving Street to the North Corporation limit. Number two, State Route 4, south from Beale Avenue to Mount Zion Road to 45 miles per hour. Number three, State Route 19 and 100 from Sherwood Drive to Beale Avenue, 45 miles an hour. Number four, State Route 19 from Tiffin Street to State Route 4, 55 miles an hour. State Route number 5, State Route 98 from Beale Avenue to Mount Zion Road, 45 miles an hour. Number 6, State Route 98 from Irving Street to the west ramp, 45 miles an hour. Number 7, no parking on the west curb of Spring Street at West Mansfield Street on the south side of West Mansfield Street for 215 feet, and to add this to the existing traffic control map entry number 2778, dated June 17, 1964. Number 8, remove the right and left turn lanes on West Mansfield Street at Spring Street, ordinance number 45/2006, dated October 17, 2006. Number 9, remove the turn lane on West Mary Street at Poplar Street, ordinance number 4489, dated June 21, 1989, and 34/2004, dated August 24, 2004. And number 10, establish 127 feet eastbound turn lane on West Mary Street at North Sandusky Avenue. Sincerely, Jeffrey L. Reeser, Mayor. You have the ordinance for the ordinance number 19/2017 referred to in number 1, and then some supporting documentation from ODOT. That has to be referred to the Health and Safety Committee.
Okay, some things for you to read before the meeting on Thursday then. I need a motion to put this into the Health and Safety Committee.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. McKeever, second by Mr. Foat, put the letter from the mayor to Health and Safety Committee. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Motion passed. Thank you. Standing committee reports. Mr. Foat, do you want to get us started with that, please?
Yes, I do. Bucyrus City Joint Regular Committees, Thursday, June 7th, 2018. Members present, Mark McKeever, Kevin Myers, Dan Wirebaugh, Bruce Trucca, myself, and Andrew Schott. Bucyrus City Joint Regular Committees meeting was called to order by myself at 6 p.m. First up, we have public participation. Bruce Brandstetter of Brandstetter Carroll Incorporated and Laura McGinnis presented an update on various capital improvement projects in the city, with particular emphasis on the U.S. EPA mandated combined sewer overflow reduction, as well as the water system asset management plan required by the Ohio EPA. Regarding the sewer separation, the city is in the midst of Phase 1, which is expected to last 7 years. Bidding for Phase 1's Group 1 work is scheduled to take place this summer, followed by Group 2 in the fall and Group 3 next year. ODOT's reconstruction of Plymouth Street, combined with some sewer separation there, will get underway later in June. The city's water system asset management plan, including an operator's manual for the new water plant, must be developed by October 1. Order of committee business was up next. First up, we have the Economic Development Committee called to order at 6:27 p.m. Members in attendance were Dan Wireball, Mark McKeever, and myself, Chair. First up, we have the Tax Incentive Review Council recommendations. At its annual meeting, the Crawford County Tax Incentive Review Council made 3 recommendations for the city of Bucyrus: ending the tax abatement for BPT 4, which is now complete, canceling the abatement for Weithman as the company has closed, and continuing the abatement for Minnell Miller. McKeever made a motion to request legislation following the recommendations with a second by Wireball. Motion passed by voice vote. Number 2, Bucyrus Public Library appointments. The Bucyrus Public Library Board of Trustees notified council that 2 board members, Debbie Gifford and Victoria Carmen, have resigned. The board asked council to appoint Donna Moore, 1529 Bradbury Court, Bucyrus, and Hannah Jacobs, 629 Ridge Avenue, Bucyrus, as replacements. Wireball made a motion to make the 2 appointments with a second by McKeever. Motion passed by voice vote. The matter will proceed to full council for a vote. No legislation is required. Number 3, community reinvestment areas. Hogemeyer Design Group has proposed working with the city to come up with a new citywide community reinvestment area that would incorporate residential properties as well as commercial properties for a fee of up to $7,000. Law Director Robert Ratliff noted that the city's CRA needs to be updated to incorporate annex areas and suggested it could be beneficial to have a vehicle to incentivize the rehabilitation of rental properties in the city. He characterized the $7,000 fee as very responsible. It was noted that while the property tax on a residential property's increased valuation due to improvement would be abated, a residential CRA could also result in higher property values overall and potentially more students for the local school district. McKeever made a motion to refer the matter to the Finance Committee with a second by Wireball. Motion passed by voice vote. Vote recessed to Economic Development Committee at 6:55 p.m.
Any questions or comments from Mr. Foat? None? Then I need a motion, please, that we approve the appointment of Donna Moore and Hannah Jacobs to the Bucyrus Library Board.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Wireball, second by Mr. Myers. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passed. We will notify the library then of those appointments, okay? Moving on, Mr. Wireball, Public Lands and Building.
Public Lands and Buildings Committee met at 6:55 p.m. on Thursday, June 7th, 2018. Members present: Bruce Truca, Doug Foat, Mark McKeever, and myself, Chair. First up was Prohibited Tree Ordinance. The Bucyrus Tree Board has suggested amending Bucyrus Codified Ordinance 909.09, certain trees prohibited, to ban varieties of thorn trees instead of honey locust trees, to no longer ban sycamore trees, and to ban Callery pear and cultivars of Callery pear trees, which are now considered invasive by the state. The ordinance also applies to trees on public property or those close enough for the roots to penetrate onto public property. Wireball made a motion requesting legislation to so amend Codified Ordinance 909.09 with a second by McKeever. Motion passed by voice vote. Next was the water distribution garage, the property which the city is looking to sell as it moves the water distribution department to the former ODOT facility on East Irving Street, was appraised for $390,000 in April 2017. Law Director Rob Ratliff explained that he's exploring how the city can best put this and certain other properties it owns to bid so the properties are put to their best use, and will have a detailed proposal ready for a future meeting. The matter was continued. Wireball recessed the Public Lands and Buildings Committee at 7:05 p.m.
Any questions or comments regarding the minutes by Mr. Wireball this evening? Mr. McKeever?
Dan made the motion?
I
don't recall.
I thought I made that motion.
I did too.
That was.
I gotta say, he's
The motion for,
Excuse me, yeah, where are we talking?
on the first paragraph for the modified, adjusting the tree ordinance, Dan didn't make that, I believe Doug made the motion.
I thought I did too.
He's
Okay.
the chairman, and there was four of us, and I believe the chairman made this motion.
Okay, we need a motion then to amend the minutes from the June 7th meeting of Public Lands and Building. In the first section, the second to the last sentence should be that Pope made the motion requesting legislation to amend Codified Ordinance number 909.09 with a second by McKeever.
So moved.
Okay? Second?
Second.
Mr. Wireball? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Okay, motion passed. Those then are as amended. Okay, moving on to Service Committee. You were bright color again, Mr. Chairman.
Service Committee met June 7th, 2018 at 7:08 p.m. Members present were Dan Wireball, Doug Fote, Andy Schock, and myself. Number one, water supply revolving loan account, loan application. Service Safety Director Jeff Wagner explained that there's $793,000 left in the contingency fund for demolition of the old water plant, cleaning of an old water line, and removal of the lime lagoons. But the bids for the work came in at $1.1 million, leaving the city about $300,000 short. One way to make up that shortfall is by applying for a state water supply revolving loan account loan. However, it was noted that there's also enough money in the Waterworks Replacement Fund to cover the difference. Auditor Joyce Schiffer recommended tapping the fund instead of borrowing more money, which would also speed up the demolition and other work. Everyone on the committee voiced support for the tapping the fund as well. An appropriation will be requested at a later date. Number two, solid waste rates. Wagner noted that the solid waste fund is running in the red and observed that an increase of 85 cents on a monthly solid waste bill would raise about $20,000 for the rest of the year and put the fund back in the black. Currently, the single people as well as those over the age of 62 years pay $9.65 a month, while families pay $15.15. Solid waste rates were last raised in 2005. The administration is also considering consolidating trash pickups to eliminate one of the routes. The matter was continued until the administration can obtain the number of residents who pay single and the family rates. How many bags of trash were picked up on the average? I recessed the service at 7:43 p.m.
Any questions regarding the Service Committee meeting? Okay, moving on. Finance Committee, Mr. Wireball?
Finance Committee met Thursday, June 7th, 2018, began at 7:44 p.m. Members present were Kevin Myers, Andrew Schock, and myself, acting chair. Various appropriations. Auditor Joyce Schiffer reported that the following appropriations need to be made. A, from unappropriated general funds, $100,000 to 101 General Fund Program 3 Leisure Time, 7310 Parks and Playgrounds, 25 capital outlay for parks improvements via bond anticipation note. B, from unappropriated general funds, $200,000 to 101 General Fund Program 3 Leisure Time, 7313 Swimming Pool, 25 capital outlay for swimming pool repairs via a bond anticipation note. C, from unappropriated general funds, $25,000 to 701 Waterworks, 7522 filtration, 23 contractual services for creation of an operator's manual for the new water plant for the Ohio EPA mandated water supply asset management plan. Myers made a motion to request legislation making the appropriations with a second by Shaw. Motion passed by voice vote. Repeal and replacement of ordinance 12-2018, Billet. Schiffer explained that she would like to change the billet to create an assistant income tax administrator position in the income tax department and change the number of income tax clerks from 2 to 1, because these are union positions and changes would not affect the employee manpower ordinance. The new position would have a top base pay rate of $23.50, while the clerk position being eliminated has a top rate of $20.08. Schock made a motion to request legislation so changing the billet with a second by Myers. Motion passed by voice vote. It says SAC recess, but if she wasn't here, I must have
And
done
this would be
that.
wire bond and recess at 7:55. We need to make both of those changes.
Yeah, and so,
Any questions or comments regarding the Finance Committee minutes? I need a motion then to modify the Finance Committee minutes, the item number 5, to be Wireball recess the Finance Committee at 7:55 PM. So I have a motion. Who is first? Okay. Motion by Myers, second by Schock, to amend the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passed. Thank you very much. Would you like to finish this out for us, please?
more than anything. No public participation that night. Then I asked for a motion to adjourn the joint regular committees. A motion by McKeever, second by Myers, to adjourn at 7:55 PM. Motion passed. I always having trouble with that last one. I don't know why.
Yeah, almost made it.
Want to put the I in there for some reason, I don't know.
Now you got another one.
Okay, thank you. The Finance Committee met in special session this evening, Tuesday, June the 19th, 2018, at 6:45 PM. Mr. Wireball, would you give us a rundown on that meeting?
I guess I'll have to borrow one. I had it. Okay, Special Finance Committee met tonight, June 19th at 6:45 PM. Members were present were Dan Wireball, Kevin Myers, Andrew Schock, and I was sharing that, I guess. The Special Finance Committee was called by Mayor Jeff Reeser to discuss various appropriations, repeal or replacement of ordinance 12-2018 Billet, and repeal or replacement of ordinance 13-2018 employee manpower. The meeting was called to order by Wireball at 6:45 PM. We had various appropriations the first by,
$6,000.
oh, we added the $6,000 for swimming pool chemicals. And then we had Kevin Myers made the motion, Andrew Schock seconded. And then we went to the repeal and replacement of ordinance 12-2018, the billet, as the administration has another employee in that. In the parks, we had to change that. Andrew Schock made the motion and Kevin Myers seconded that. We were all in favor. And fourth, of course, then we had to repeal and replace ordinance 13-2018, the manpower, for the same reason. Kevin Myers made the motion, Andrew Schock second, all were in favor, and then I adjourned the meeting at 6:51 PM.
So that caretaker in the Parks and Recreation was just to add one more. We went from 5 to 6, just so everybody knows how many there are. Okay. I need a motion to accept this report from Mr. Wireball regarding the special Finance Committee meeting.
So moved.
Second.
So moved.
Mr. Foat? Motion by Mr. Foat, second by Mr. McKeever. to accept the special finance committee report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passed. Okay, moving on, we have a traffic commission, Mayor Reeser.
Thank you, Madam President.
You've got minutes to read.
We
to
have
us.
minutes,
Okay,
yes.
we
I'll
have
try to make
minutes.
it into minutes, short minutes. We met Monday, April 16, 2008, at 2:30 PM. Myself, Mr. Wagner, Chief Kepke, and Chief Keller were present. Wagner made a motion, seconded by Keller, to approve minutes from the March 20, 2018 Traffic Commission meeting with amendments. Motion passed. First order of business was Lucas/E/Hopley intersection, no turn on red. It was confirmed in the traffic control map that the no turn on red sign should be put back up in the entire intersection. Jeff Dunn will order 6 signs and get them put up. Number 2, ODOT traffic study. ODOT has advised the city that all the items that they recommended for amendment need approved by the city, and we will not be able to make any changes to state routes within city limits. Items 3, 4, and 5 were approved on March 20, 2018. Items 1 and 2 need to be reviewed again. ODOT will be sending item 6. An attachment was on the reverse side. We tabled the item, we were waiting for ODOT to send item 6. Number 3, new business, there's no new business. Number 4, old business. Speed limits are not the same on both sides of various streets. We're waiting to hear back from County Engineer Mark Baker on this. On the following streets: West Mansfield Street, East Southern Avenue. The item was tabled until we hear from Engineer Baker. Marion Road, no Jake brake sign. Item was tabled October 25th, 2017. Chief Kepke will update on the state or city ordinance to accompany the sign. Item was tabled. Wagner made a motion, seconded by Kepke, to adjourn at 3:02 PM. And the motion passed.
Okay, any questions regarding traffic or traffic commission for the mayor this evening?
I have one.
Okay, Mr. Myers?
Just
Oh,
passing on a
Yes.
request from the public, and I don't know if it's a possibility or not, but I'm going to ask. I've had some people ask if there's a way that we can set a time and a date to have a regularly scheduled traffic commission rather than as needed, so that people are aware of them and then cancel them if not needed possibly, but I said that I would pose that question to you.
Yeah, I don't know what the tradition has been in the city since I've been mayor. It's as things come up. It's certainly a possibility we could do that. We can look into it. We can certainly, I'll bring it up to traffic commission. Yeah, I'm not opposed to it.
I'll pass that answer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other comments about the
Yeah, I
topic?
had a question.
Mr. Meyerbaugh?
I'm not sure if I heard you right. Did you say that we have to accept all these?
Yes, we do.
Oh, yes.
But
I
this
tried and
This
tried.
letter says that we didn't, so.
Where?
It says.
They've got a copy of a letter that said we did not, and then there's a letter that says you have to or we will not.
We have no choice in the matter. We fought it, and, because I thought some of them did not make sense. But, they were firm. They're firm in their quotation of Ohio Revised Code and their statistics.
So they could say 55 right through the middle of town?
They could certainly do that, yeah. They could say that, yeah, and that's their reasoning, It's, it wasn't, we put them off. I had some fairly heated discussions, especially about Beale Avenue out by the Marion Road Commerce area, McDonald's.
Yeah.
I thought that was a mistake to make that 45 miles an hour. And
What if we just don't put signs up?
have
Nobody
to.
knows, man, they'll just think.
I didn't quite get why, for the entire history of the Marion Commerce area, it was 35, and all of a sudden we have to go to 45. I had no good reason. I heard no good reason, just because they could do it, And it's ORC states this and that. So there we are. It's an all or none
I
thing.
mean, we had a pretty tragic accident out there at the car lot. They were having a car show there several years ago.
And I hate to say that doesn't make a difference, but to them, it's very frustrating, is all I can say. We're city officials, we are, one of the responsibilities we have is for pedestrian and traffic safety, and in my opinion, raising the speed limits in some of these is the wrong thing to do, but they are state routes.
Yep,
We don't
I
actually own
understand.
these routes, so, and I just pray that no one gets hurt.
Would you like to comment on Plymouth Street?
Would you like me to?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Plymouth Street, almost a decade or more in the making. It started yesterday morning with constructions at the Sandusky intersection there, and it seems to be well organized. Let's remind everyone that that is an ODOT project. This is not run by the city. So if you look at the traffic patterns through the city, Sandusky Avenue, Marion Road, Mansfield Street, Hopley Avenue, our main routes, Plymouth Street's probably as busy as many of those. And it's a busy, I live on Plymouth, I know there's a lot of traffic that goes, a lot of pedestrian traffic in that area. So I'm just asking for everyone's patience. I noticed tonight when I came to the meeting, it's blocked at, I believe, Volrath. And the construction's gonna work its way east. And so it's gonna take a lot of patience, and there's a lot of opportunity to get to and from just by using Irving Street. I'd recommend everyone use Irving Street. You know, and just, they've got the lights set up on North Sandusky there. That seems to be moving traffic very well. I've been up and down there a few times, and it's just everybody's gonna take a little bit of patience. We're gonna have there's gonna be some glitches, I'm sure, as we move, farther east, so. But the good news is, the sign that went up in front of my house said, it's only gonna be 100 days, so. Now we're down to 99.
Okay, comments about, we did East Mansfield, from Highland to
Yeah, the
Whetstone.
pave is well
Whetstone?
underway, yeah. We got a good start on it this year early, and should be done, fairly soon. One of the last things that'll be done, you may notice around town, certain areas that we would need to paint markers on the road. We did temporary markers, which have kind of worn out. And so I think when ODOT comes back in to do Hopley, we'll get ours done at the same time, when they're in town at the same time, to save money to some of our areas. But we have temporary markings on our four-way stops on Mary Street and Spring Street right now too.
Hey, Mr. McKeever?
I've had many people ask, and I kind of question too,
Yeah.
why did portions of Hopley get redone?
Well,
I'm just curious.
The aprons weren't done.
I thought they were.
Last year, to their satisfaction.
They weren't proper.
They weren't proper. And there were some issues up and down Hopley, some cracks, and it just didn't meet their standards, so they had to redo something. That was late in the year.
Right. There was a lot of people asking me,
Yeah.
I said I would ask.
Good questions. But it looks pretty good now. I think they're done now. I think everything is, except for the painting, thermoplastic markings.
Right. Okay. Thank
Any
you.
other questions,
I
Mr.
just,
Pope?
it's my understanding with all this road construction all happening at kind of at once like
Sure.
this, this isn't something that, here again, we don't get to necessarily control. We're at the mercy of the contractors that are providing the work.
Yeah,
And weather.
it's especially with ODOT,
The point I'm making is, it's not like we could schedule these
Yeah.
separately to change it and make it
Yeah.
easier. It's one of
There's
those
no-
things
yeah.
we're at their mercy.
Yeah, so those are, like when we do our own mill and pave, the Kimberlines did that, and then they're kind of at the mercy when they can get certain equipment, like milling equipment too. Unfortunately, they got theirs early this year, and so we're glad to get that done. Now, last year, if you remember last summer, it was a little rough around here, and this year is gonna be no different, and then next year, North Sandusky is gonna be torn up from basically where it is now all the way north, so we got a couple of years of, so hang in there. I think the town if we can wait, next year, the town's really gonna look nice. It's always helpful to have, one of the blessings that we have in this community is a 0.5% in streets income tax that allows us to spend a lot more money on our streets than most, and even larger cities. So our streets are really in good shape, even after a really rough winter like we had last winter. Not too bad a shape. Now, we had a discussion today in our office about
2019 mill and pave to what needs to be. We look ahead about a year or two, or even 3. So that if anyone in your neighborhood sees a street that might need to be repaved, let us know. Let us know at the office. We'll come out and rate it and go from there. So now's a good time to look at them. Anything else? Did I cover it?
Any other questions?
But can I say one more thing? If anyone has any comments on issues at Plymouth Street, please call our office. And we have a liaison at ODOT that will pass them on to them. We'll follow up. Also, one more thing, very important to keep in touch with our city website for traffic pattern changes. Plymouth Street, we'll keep you abreast of things that are going on, and also on Access TV, right, Gary?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We got some really nice vehicles that, no pun intended, but that'll keep you in the loop. Thank you, Madam President.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion to accept the committee minutes and related committee reports collectively.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Foat, second by Mr. McKeever. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passed. We move on to the report of city officers. Mayor Reeser.
Well, thank you, Madam President. Some of the things I was going to say had to do with Plymouth Street. I will not talk about Plymouth Street.
Okay.
But I did want to mention, we just completed 2018 Safety Town. Another great time. Probably the best ever. One of the reasons, besides the volunteers, we have a permanent home now. I hope you got a chance to go and look at that. And I was over there several times, and kids were enthusiastic. The volunteers were just numerous and enthusiastic. Everything was great. Sarah Lipscomb needs to be.
She's our girl, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great kid for the community. And her mom Nancy, they poured so many hours into that. They took this project on. I'm going to talk about another project. Just ad lib here just a minute when I get done. But for a young kid to get these lessons in safety, and to have the police chief there, and fire chief, and Captain Sargo, and Officer Stoll, and some of the other safety forces there, it means a lot. They remember these things. We have a lot of people to thank. State Farm, we got that wonderful grant last year, so we thank again to Nathan Hines from the agency, and people I thanked. The other thing I wanted to mention about volunteers, I got a letter in the mail from, I can't remember his name right now. Andy's going to have to help me, but you may not know this, but soccer program is growing. We're going to have a U18 girls travel team. So I got an announcement on that with a request for donation, which I'm going to do, and our own Andy Shock is going to be assistant. Did you know you're going to be assistant coach?
Didn't know that.
I didn't want to say. Your name is in there.
Surprise.
But I thought, those are the kind of things that
Dessert,
like,
head coach.
yeah, wonderful. I was part of the soccer program many years ago as it got off the ground. You guys have taken it to a tremendous new level, and it deserves our support and congratulations. And it might be a good idea sometime to have the new coach come and introduce himself and talk about the program. And maybe that would help raise a little money. But thanks for doing that. It's very important to the community. That's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Okay,
Madam
any
President.
other questions then from the mayor? Mr. Myers?
Only because there's no service director's report.
Oh, there's none? Yes.
I'll ask here.
Yes.
I've had some conversations with a couple of our bulk water haulers,
Mhm.
and they've asked questions about, the length of time that it takes to fill their
Yes.
tanks and such. I know we've had a couple discussions
Right.
about it, but I'd like to put that back in the committee,
Okay.
to see if we can collectively look at this, to see if there's a way we can speed this up.
Okay,
because,
that's a good idea.
They're telling me that they're going to buy their water elsewhere.
Time is money,
Yeah.
it's something we need to look at,
So
so.
if we could put that back in the service committee, I'd be appreciative of that.
Okay, I need a motion then to put bulk water haulers questions back into the service
moved.
committee.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Foat, second by Mr. Trucca. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. The motion passed. Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here.
Moving on to the law director, Mr. Ratliff.
Thank you, Madam President. By way of update on McFarland's, we have a individual who will be purchasing trailers and tearing them down, so we'll start seeing that here in the next couple of days. And Friday night is Makeup Movie Night, Wife's Funeral Home. It's a fun little musical. I know the council president will enjoy it. So, see you then.
What's it rhyme with?
What's the clue on this one?
And Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks and the Wonders.
That's right. There we go.
That is a good one. Okay, any questions then for the law director this evening? No one? Okay. Moving on, auditor, Mrs. Schiffer.
Thank you, Madam President. I do not have a written report tonight. You'll be happy to know I'm not making any referrals tonight. I'm saving them all for the next meeting. I'm collecting them because things keep coming in, and I think I'll just do one big one. I will say our bond anticipation note closed this morning. Money's in the bank. So we're good to go with that. Already have a requisition waiting to get the purchase order printed so we can start on the tennis courts and the pickleball courts.
Very good.
So that's the first project ready to roll. Our audit is in the home stretch. Things are getting completed, the CAFR's being reviewed. We passed with flying colors on our single audit for all the federal money that we've been spending. Everything was great on that, no findings or anything. So I'm just waiting for the final report and to get it printed, and we'll probably, if you all want one, we'll probably schedule an exit conference this year, which we haven't done for a couple of
Great,
years.
good idea.
I'm sure there's some recommendations in the management report and that kind of thing, but I don't think it's anything that's devastating. So
Okay.
we should be good. So, end of report.
Okay, any questions for the auditor then this evening? None. Before you, you have the auditor's statement of cash position dated May the 31st, 2018. We need to accept and file that report.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McKeever, second by Mr. Foat. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passed. Before you, you also have the treasurer's report for April of 2018. I need a motion to accept and file that report.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Foat, second by Mr. Trucca, to accept and file the treasurer's report for April of 2018. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passed. You also have before you, the treasurer's report for May of 2018. It's been submitted. We'll take up discussion of that at the next meeting then. Moving on, we have nothing from the police chief, nothing from the fire chief. I need the motion to accept all of the city officers' reports.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. McKeever, second by Mr. Foat, to accept all the city officers' reports. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passed. This is where we have visitors' input regarding the standing and special committees and of city officers. Does anyone here to address council this evening regarding any of these reports given this evening? No one? Okay. For consideration of proposed legislation for the first time.
Well, we have 5 pieces, 4 ordinances, and 1 resolution. Ordinance number 24, 2018, amending and supplementing section 909.09 entitled Certain Trees Prohibited under chapter 909 entitled Trees and part 9 entitled Street Utilities and Public Services Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Bucyrus, Ohio. That is referred to the Health and Safety Committee. Ordinance number 25, 2018, repealing and replacing ordinance number 12, 2018, the Table of Human Resource Staffing Organization for the City of Bucyrus, Ohio, retroactive to May 1, 2018, and declaring an emergency. That is referred to Finance. Ordinance number 26, 2018, amending and supplementing ordinance number 57, 2017, being the annual appropriations ordinance for 2018 by appropriating from unappropriated general funds the sum of $100,000 to the capital outlay line item within the Parks and Playgrounds category and $200,000 to the capital outlay line item within the swimming pool category within the Program 3 Leisure Time subparagraph. Further appropriating from unappropriated swimming pool funds the sum of $6,000 to the materials and supplies line item within the swimming pool category, within the swimming pool subparagraph. And finally, appropriating from unappropriated waterworks funds the sum of $25,000 to the contractual services line item within the filtration category, within the waterworks subparagraph, and declaring an emergency. That's referred to finance. Ordinance number 27, 2018, repealing and replacing ordinance number 13, 2018, establishing the compensation and human resource staffing, sick leave, and vacation of employees in various departments in the city of Bucyrus, Ohio, and enacting in its place legislation pertaining to the compensation and human resource staffing, sick leave, and vacation of employees in various departments in the city of Bucyrus, Ohio, retroactive to May 1, 2018, and declaring an emergency. That is referred to finance. And finally, resolution number 228, 2018, hereby accepting the enterprise zone and community reinvestment area tax abatement recommendations of the Tax Incentive Review Council, TIRC, for the period ending December 31, 2017. That is referred back to the Economic Development Committee.
Okay, I think one change I saw here on 24-2018, that should, it says health and safety at the top of this. It should be public lands and buildings. Okay? So we'll amend that. And I need a motion then.
So
For
moved.
ordinance number 24-2018, we're gonna amend that to be public lands and buildings.
So moved.
Mr. Foat,
Second.
second by Mr. Shaw. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passed. Thank you. Okay, we've been through this. I need a motion to accept this as the first reading of legislation this evening.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McKeever and second by Mr. Myers. No. Mr. Wireball. And second by Mr. Myers.
Yes.
To accept this as the first reading, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passed. Ordinance number 24-2018 is referred back to Public Lands and Buildings. Ordinance 25-2018 is referred to Finance. Ordinance 26-2018 is referred to Finance. Ordinance 27-2018 is referred to Finance. And resolution number 228-2018 is referred to Economic Development. This is the time when we have public participation. Any member of the general public may present their input or comments on legislation that has been read for the first time. Does anyone wish to address council this evening? No one? Do we need a recess?
No.
Okay. Committee reports, Public Lands and Buildings.
Public Lands and Buildings is favorable to ordinance 24-2018, the prohibited trees ordinance.
Okay, thank you. Finance Committee?
Finance is favorable to ordinance 25-2018, the Billet Income Tax Office / Parks Caretaker. Finance is also favorable to ordinance 26-2018, the various appropriations. Finance is also favorable to ordinance 27-2018, the employee manpower parks caretakers.
Okay, Economic Development Committee?
Economic Development Committee is favorable to resolution 227-2018 TIRC recommendations.
Okay, I need a motion to accept these reports.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Foat, second by Mr. Trucca, to accept these reports. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passed. For further consideration of pending legislation, for the second and third reading of proposed ordinance number 24-2018, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules and waive the reading of the caption and text?
So moved.
Second.
Wireball.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes.
Sack. Vote.
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Ordinance number 24-2018.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance number 24-2018?
So moved.
Second.
McKeever.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Wireball.
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes.
Sack. Vote.
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes.
Ordinance number 24-2018 is duly adopted. This prohibited tree, the prohibited trees ordinance. Do I, for a second and third readings of proposed ordinance number 25-2018, which is the billet for the income tax office and parks caretakers. Do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the reading of the caption and text, and declare it an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Vote.
Yes.
Wireball.
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes.
Sack. Schott.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Ordinance number 25, 2018.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance number 25-2018?
So moved.
Second.
Vote.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Wireball.
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes.
Sack. Schott.
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-2018 is duly adopted. For the second and third readings of proposed ordinance number 26-2018, which are various appropriations, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the reading of the caption and text, and declare it an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Wireball.
Yes.
Vote.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes.
Sack. Ordinance number 26, 2018.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance number 26-2018?
So moved.
Second.
McKeever.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Wireball.
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes.
Sack. Vote.
Yes.
Ordinance number 26-2018 is duly adopted. For the second and third reading of proposed ordinance number 27-2018, which is the employee manpower change, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the reading of the caption and text, and declare it an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Vote.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Wireball.
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes.
Sack. Schott.
Yes.
Ordinance number 27, 2018.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance number 27-2018?
So moved.
Second.
Wireball.
Yes.
Vote.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes.
Sack.
Ordinance number 27-2018 is duly adopted. For the second and third readings of proposed resolution number 228-2018, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules and waive the reading of the caption and text?
So moved.
Second.
Myers.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Wireball.
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes.
Sack. Vote.
Yes.
Was it-
I was the second.
Wait, you were the second?
Yes.
Okay. Schott.
Yes.
Okay. Resolution number 228, 2018.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed resolution 228-2018?
So moved.
Second.
McKeever.
Yes.
Vote.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Wireball.
Yes.
Trucca.
Yes.
Sack.
Resolution number 228-2018 is duly adopted. Thank you. Moving on, any unfinished business anyone would like to bring up this evening?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Wireball?
Yes, this is unfinished business. I spoke with Mr. Sean Apple from Northern Ohio Rural Water, and he would still like to meet with the city council. He cannot do it Thursday, but I said someone would contact him and arrange that, so.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of, I talked to Bruce about it since he was the chair of the service committee. And I think there's a lot of misunderstandings going around through the county.
We'll contact them and see what kind of a date we can get set up then when they're available.
Yeah, we were planning on meeting with him, and then we met with the county, and I don't think we still have we heard back from the county? Or?
Blessing Rich, Northern Ohio Rural Water pulled out.
Yeah.
Has they changed their mind then, or?
No.
What do they
pulled
want to
out
meet with
of-
us for if they pulled out?
Well, they still would like to sell or buy water.
Okay.
According to the Liberty Township meeting that they were at, they told Liberty Township that they're gonna go back to bid that again in about 6 months and see if they can put it back in within a year. That's what they told everybody in Liberty Township for that meeting that was recorded.
that wasn't what was reported in the Crawford County Now, I didn't see that.
Right, but yeah, that was what, if, they had a Liberty Township meeting, I believe it was a week, maybe a week ago at most, and, during that meeting, Mr. Tapple said that they had their Alvers attorney there that night, and, he said that they would rebid it out again in 6 months to see because here again, they're dealing with the same problem everybody else is, contractors are busy. And he told them that contractors won't be as busy possibly in 6 months, and they need to rebid it then and get it at the price they were anticipating.
Does he want to meet with council, or does he want to meet with the administration?
He wants to meet with both.
We have not been contacted by him, so.
No,
Okay.
I contacted him, and I
Okay.
said, are you
Okay, we'll
willing to do this?
we'll get it set up then, we'll notify
We're not
everybody.
opposed, you know, to meet.
When? Okay,
Madam President?
yes.
I wanted to make a referral to the plating committee to discuss a new zoning district. I talked with Mr. Rostash last week, and he said that that would be something that we could definitely put on the table and discuss and come to a conclusion with. And I also, sorry?
A new what, zoning district?
Yes, new zoning district.
Okay.
And I also wanted to bring up, I know I brought this up, I think, a month or so ago about seeing about getting a dumpster for an electronic dump to help the citizens in the city out, getting a one-day dumpster. And this was actually an idea I believe Mr. Ratliff brought to me.
We can discuss that. I don't think, I think the city can do that, and the administration
Yeah, I
can do
don't know
that.
the cost of,
That's something we've been looking into, is whether, the cost to doing basically a citywide cleanup day, for electronics. Cost is the issue. It is probably, individuals as well.
that would come out of solid waste budget, which is kind of in trouble right now anyway, so I mean, I know there's a cost for electronics to go to the landfill. I can look in and see what.
$2 for a big TV.
$2? About computers, do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I took a TV a while back.
Yeah, it's just, if you want to call Tom.
I think it's $3 if it's
Okay,
36 inch.
that doesn't seem too bad.
Okay, so the mayor will look into that.
I'll look into that.
Okay. Mr. Tricker?
I had another conversation with Dan Wireball, and I thought it was a pretty good idea, and I think he just forgot to bring it up, but he was talking about, now since we obtained control of the state garage on Irving Street, and they got maybe an empty bay, we would have an empty bay over there. Is there a way we could work out something with Brian Rockwell and see if we could have like a certain day that people could drop cardboard or something in there? It seems like all the trailers around here always fill up.
Yep.
They fill up quicker than what they can be emptied. Yeah, I just was,
Sure.
if we could
Yeah, that's a good idea.
open a bay up and put cardboard or something like that.
Yeah, we'll discuss that. Of course, it's
And then have
putting
the county come
behind
back.
a locked fence is, you're talking about putting outside the fence?
No, we were talking like somehow opening it up. I mean, we have like we have a dump out, for, trees and leaves and stuff like that. I mean, and have it open like 1 day or 2 days a week for
Mainly for
4
cardboard,
hours.
cardboard newspaper, that type of thing?
Well, the cardboard newspaper would be the things that you'd have to keep dry.
Yeah.
The rest of it, I thought if you could have access through off of Beale Avenue, or not Beale, Bland Avenue, one of those areas down the road.
Sure.
That we could have it open, Wednesdays, and then someone go by and lock it at 5 o'clock, and open, or 3 o'clock, or it's similar to what we do out for.
And maybe a Saturday, that's when the trailers seem to
Yeah.
fill up, a lot of people are doing that kind of work.
The newspaper, Doug Ludold uses that in cardboard. The problem with, with recycling, the plastics and those things that they're sitting on docks everywhere. I mean, it's very noble to, and I brought this up before, the more plastic we recycle, the more we're piling up. I mean, if we could maybe, keep it to newspaper and cardboard, we could also help one of our local businesses.
Okay, you want to look into that?
I'll look into that too. Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yes, Mr. McKeever?
Yes, I'd like to bring up Health and safety,
I believe so.
for rental property registration. Mainly dealing with certain property owners who are not maintaining property, but it's to help the rental. I like to refer that to health and safety.
I believe it's already in committee.
But I like to bring that up
Yeah.
for Thursday, we can do that.
They already do register downstairs at the utility office with information as to what their properties consist of and everything else.
But our city attorney has some further information to,
But what was referred to committee previously, I believe it's still in committee, is rental property registration that included inspections and standards and those sorts of things. And I believe that's already in health and safety.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll just add it to the list then of active then. Okay, move it up. Anything else under unfinished business? Moving on to new and miscellaneous business?
We have to refer the zoning district to planning.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. We need, that zoning district, additional zoning district needs to be referred to planning committee. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
second,
Motion by Mr. Fote, second by Mr. Myers. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, say no. Motion passed. What?
Second.
Wireball?
Yeah.
They all sound like. Somebody get a squeaky voice here.
With the bulk water, did we need to refer that or is that already in?
That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
New and miscellaneous business. Wednesday, June the 20th, tomorrow, is the Kiwanis Bucyrus Chicken Barbecue Dinner from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the fairgrounds. It's $9. Do you have to have a ticket, or can you pull in without a ticket?
There will be 200 tickets at the door that are specifically reserved for at the gate. There may be some also extra leftovers that didn't get sold, but there will be guaranteed 200 at the gate to be purchased there.
Go early.
Madam President?
Yes.
And that's rain or shine too, right?
Yes.
Rain,
Rain or
God.
shine at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
Follow the signs.
I've got something.
June the 21st through the 23rd is the annual Crawford Antique Farm Machinery Show out at the fairgrounds. Friday, June the 29th, south of the Square Block Rally from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's gonna take place in Shines Art Park. This is like the 4th year they've done this. It's
It's
just
a lot
a
of
nice
fun.
little thing to
Come
downtown.
have lunch and make a donation, it's
Yeah.
all for charity.
Mhm. On Tuesday, July the 3rd is Independence Day fireworks out at the fairgrounds at 9:30 p.m. Friday, July the 6th, First Friday again, Christmas in July from 5 to 8 p.m. downtown.
In the movie.
And a movie, okay. And Saturday, July the 7th is Laps Night, 1st to 3 in downtown from 7:30 to 9:30. That first one was held last year and went over well, and we're gonna give it another try on July the 7th. Fireworks, that's Tuesday, July the 3rd, and do we want to move our council meeting a little bit earlier so that we can, you won't be here.
I won't be here, and actually, I was gonna ask if you guys wouldn't mind doing it a little bit early, because I was really hoping, something that I wanted to do with the fireworks show this year that we've kind of gotten away from, is I wanted to have a short speech by maybe a couple people from council, maybe the mayor, and you're kind of getting back to the tradition of the way we used to do it, a short little speech by a few city dignitaries and then the show. So I plan on doing that, so. And ultimately, another thing to pass along is the show will be bigger this year than it has been in the past. I have 10-inch shells, and in the past, we've only had 8-inch shells. So some bigger shells, and be some bigger fireworks.
Yes, scare every dog in town, I say.
Mine included.
Okay, so is earlier okay with everybody if we moved it back to 6 o'clock instead of 7 p.m.? Is that workable for everybody? So we'll make that change then for Tuesday, July the 3rd. The city council meeting will be at 6 p.m., okay? And a reminder, this Thursday evening when we have the committee meetings, if we were having a speaker come in that's gonna talk to us about water tower maintenance, a different person is coming in to talk to us about water tower maintenance, and that will be first on the agenda then Thursday evening. Okay? Anything else for new business anyone wants to bring up? Okay, we need to excuse Ms. Sack from the meeting this evening.
So moved.
If she brings us something back.
Uh, Who is the second? It's Mr. Myers. All those in favor say aye. What?
Aye.
Say aye first.
Aye.
Now what's your question?
Was she on her honeymoon?
No.
No.
Oh, you are in deep trouble for that one.
Yeah.
The joint regular committee meetings, all referrals from this council meeting and any open project list items may be discussed during the committee meetings. This Thursday committee meeting at 6 p.m. will have the following items on the agenda.
We have 3 new referrals. We have the traffic map changes that were referred early in the meeting. Those are in health and safety from council. We have water hauling, that's in service from council. We have a new zoning district, that's in planning from council. We have 4 other items already in committee for Thursday. We have the Community Reinvestment Act. This is an appropriation request that is in finance. It's already gone through economic development. We have the Harmon Street and Alley vacations around the old water plant. That's already in planning committee. We have, as you mentioned, the water tower maintenance. That's in public plans and buildings. And we have the rental property registration and health and safety.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion to
So
adjourn.
moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Foat, second by Mr. McKeever to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. We are adjourned at 8:01 p.m. Thank you.